All right, what's going on, YouTube? Sorry, I had to delete the other video because I had put some wrong information in that video, and I don't want to keep that out there if it's not correct. You know, people come to YouTube, they don't follow the news. They come to YouTube and they get the news straight off YouTube. So the last thing I want is have a video explaining this DAZN deal, and I'm incorrect with my facts. Okay, so I had to remove that video. All right, and this video is going to be a hell of a lot different. Basically, I had put that out there. I had it a little confused. The 3-fight deal is for Breazeale and 2 Joshua fights. Okay, I thought the 3-fight deal was Breazeale, someone else in between, and then Anthony Joshua. Okay, so I was incorrect about that. So the $100 million is for $20 million that goes to Breazeale for the Breazeale fight. All right, which he's taking anyway with Showtime, and then he has the 2 fights with Anthony Joshua for $40 million apiece. Okay, so I'm gonna skip everything that I said. I'm not gonna go back to that because I didn't have a lot of views yet. Not a lot of people saw it. I'm not gonna go back into saying what I said before. All right, the way that I feel about this, the reason why I didn't make the video about this earlier is because I was waiting for Team Wilder to respond. After the press conference, Shelly Finkel came out and explained the whole situation, basically saying that, listen, we went and met up with DAZN, the CEO or the president, or, I forgot the guy's name, but they met with DAZN directly, not Eddie Hearn, and they basically said that they turned down the deal because even though they offered the money that they offered, the $100 million, they couldn't give us an answer on what Anthony Joshua was getting in the fight. All right. And they turned it down because of that. Because as much as high as $100 million is, or $80 million, it would be if he were to fight Anthony Joshua in the 2 fights, they don't know what Anthony Joshua is getting. So they didn't take the deal. All right. So according to Wilder, he's an independent fighter. He's been fighting on Showtime for years now. And they, Shelly Finkel is manager, and Al Heyman and Steven Espinosa for Showtime. They're basically saying that, if the fight does happen with Joshua, it would be, they'll work something out between them. But, listen, let's cut all that short. I really don't know now. Now I don't know. I was trying to make a decent argument for Wilder because I knew that these guys just want to fight. I don't know what they want at this point, because the thing is, you got offered $15 million before, okay, and now you're getting offered $40 million to fight Anthony Joshua, correct? Right. So I knew. The point that I was trying to make is that with every offer, Eddie's going to have to send a higher offer each time. Or DAZN or whoever. They're going to have to keep offering Wilder because at the end of the day, he's holding the belt hostage. He's holding the WBC belt hostage. They want that belt at the end of the day. And Team Wilder, it's not like they're sending offers out to Anthony Joshua. They're like sitting there waiting to get whatever it is they want in order to fight Joshua. I don't know what they want at this point. My assumption is that they want a 50% deal with Joshua at this point. One point I made up in the previous video is that they want a 50-50 deal. They want to be able to make as much possible in this fight. I don't think they are, because they have the power to do that. Once you have something that valuable, that WBC title, these guys are going to make sure they get as much money as possible in order to secure that fight. Even if it shouldn't even be equal, because Joshua has more titles. Joshua is the bigger star. Joshua has a better resume. These guys know that no matter what they send over, if it's not 50-50, they're probably not going to take the fight. $40 million is crazy. I think Wilder should have taken a deal because I don't know how much more they're gonna be able to make by fighting Anthony Joshua, and they're not. I'm sure he's getting pennies to fight Breazeale on Showtime, and that's the thing that I really don't know. I don't think it's stupidity at all. I believe that these guys on Showtime are gripping Deontay Wilder by the balls, and I think he is on a contract to fight Showtime. I just don't see why. I don't see why he was talking about loyalty. Why are you staying if you're an independent fighter and they're offering way much more than what you're getting now? Why are you sticking with Showtime? That's the thing that is killing me right here, you know. But it's really helping. It's actually kind of beneficial for him because Breazeale is not a guy that's going to beat him. He's not going to beat him. I'm not going to entertain that. They know that team over there know that Breazeale is losing a fight. The DAZN knows that Breazeale is not winning this fight. You know, I think Miller has a better chance of beating Joshua than Breazeale has against beating Wilder. Breazeale is not beating Deontay Wilder. He's not. You know, I mean that would be a really big upset if I think Mikey Garcia had a better chance of beating Errol Spence than Breazeale do in fighting Deontay Wilder. I just don't see it. It's just not going to happen. Breazeale is just he's way too easy to hit. He's just way too easy. His defense is so horrible. And he's just too slow, man. You know? Wilder's going to pick him apart. Wilder has already fought guys that are better. The two guys he fought last year are better than Breazeale. You know? And these guys know that. But it's like you're fighting Breazeale for pennies right now. Like I said before, I think they know that Hearn is going to come back again and offer him another high amount of money to fight Anthony Joshua. Because at the end of the day, no matter how many times Wilder fights, it's probably going to be against someone that he's definitely going to beat. And the WBC is not ordering him to fight Dillian White. And as long as the WBC don't order that fight, which is unfair because this guy is the real mandatory, not Dominic Breazeale. But as long as the WBC doesn't order that fight with Dillian White, he's going to continue fighting whoever he wants to fight. And Eddie Hearn is going to continue offering more money after every fight. And that's why he's holding the belt hostage. There's nothing else for him to do. It's screwed up, but the fans are getting screwed at the end of the day. You know? The fans are getting screwed at the end of the day because this fight is going to keep getting postponed until they figure this out. You know? I think Wilder should have taken the deal, but I seriously believe that Showtime is not going to allow him to take that amount of money or fight DAZN, because if he goes straight to DAZN, they're cutting Showtime out of it completely. So I don't know if I don't know if Showtime. This doesn't make any sense, man. It's no way. It's no way Deontay Wilder is a free agent. Because even if you're ducking, like, everybody feels that this is just another straight up duck. No excuses. People are running with this is straight. And until this interview that I watched, this press conference, I thought the same thing. I'm like, why would you turn down $100 million? You know? But at this point, like, what exactly is Wilder looking to do here? You know, because even if you are ducking Joshua, they're paying you the amount of money to take the fight anyway. Even if you were to lose the fight, you can ride off to the sunset and get $80 million out of that fight alone. Just those two fights. You're gonna get Breazeale for $20 million. Nah, this kind of threw me off now because it's like I don't even know. I don't know. It's like no matter how much money you're throwing at this guy, he's turning it down. You know? What do you do from here? All right, you beat Breazeale and you're probably getting pennies. Are you at least I don't know how much he's getting paid to fight Breazeale on Showtime. But I'm sure he's probably not getting, I mean, it's not a pay-per-view. It's not a pay-per-view worthy fight. And I'm sure you're not getting, I mean, you weren't getting over 2.5 million per fight before Tyson Fury. So I mean, on this caliber of opponent, are you even getting more than 3 for this fight here? Are you getting more than 5? I mean, even 5 is extremely low to fight Dominic Breazeale. And as much as I say, I know I'm saying that there's no way Deontay Wilder's going to lose to this guy. I mean, what if you can't hurt him? You know, and he outworks you later. I mean, Dominic Breazeale, I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, it's still some sort of danger there in taking this fight. You know? Oh man. I don't even know anymore. It sucks when you do a video and you speak so much on one thing, and then now it's like I had to change my whole tune, and it's just like I don't know which. I want to hear more from Team Wilder. I want to know if there's a Showtime contract there. Is he obligated to do what Showtime? Is he stuck with Showtime? Is he stuck with Al and doing what Al wants him to do? You know, I feel like he's not fully independent, and I'm not. I know people want to go with the ducking thing, but I don't think somebody would pass up $100 million to duck somebody. I just don't. Wilder has been paid too little in the millions to turn down a 9-figure deal. It just doesn't. I mean, no one ducks on that level. It's impossible. And if you lose to Breazeale, if just say he just happens to lose, something crazy happens and he ends up losing this fight, yo, you're losing out on the rest of your life, bro. You lose this fight to Breazeale on Showtime, you're not getting nothing. You're not getting anything, bro. That's it. You're not getting the Anthony Joshua fight. Anthony Joshua is going to fight Breazeale again and Breazeale is going to take that money. You know, I'm gonna assume there's something else going on that we don't know about with Showtime. I'm just gonna take that. I'm just gonna take and run with that. This guy is not a complete free agent. I do believe that these guys are expecting Hearn to just drop a huge offer after this fight anyway. So we're going to run with that. That's what I'm going to run with, you know. That's how I feel. Hearn is going to have to do it. You know, Hearn is going to have to say, you know what? We're just going to have to just offer this guy 50-50 because he's already threw it out there before. He already threw the idea that he wants to offer this amount of money. So they're not, unfortunately for Joshua, because Joshua really gets screwed in this because Joshua is fighting the tougher fights. He's the biggest star. He's earning the more money. Yet, he's getting screwed by fighting Deontay Wilder because not only is that a dangerous fight for Joshua, extremely a dangerous one, but he's not even getting paid what he should be getting paid. And that's what I believe that's really happening there. I think there's 2 things happening there. I think there's one, the first thing is I don't believe that Deontay Wilder is a free agent. And the second thing is I believe that they're turning this down thinking that Deontay Wilder is going to get offered to fight this much money, to fight for that much money or more anyway when he fights Anthony Joshua. And that fight, when it happens, is going to get broadcasted on both DAZN and Showtime. Which makes things a little bit difficult here, because if that fight is getting broadcasted on Showtime and DAZN, that's where I'm going to go with. Showtime wins because Showtime is a platform that's already been out, where DAZN needs the subscribers. You know, because they're still a newer platform. They're a streaming service that's new. Showtime has already been out already. So that's what I believe that's going on, you know. I believe that's going on. On a business standpoint, this all has to do with the WBC belt, because that's all Wilder has. And that, even though that's all Wilder really has, it's something that Joshua really needs. You know, at the end of the day, they're not going to do all of this for Tyson Fury, because the linealship is just, it's not the same thing. It at least it's not. Let's be honest, it's not. It's that fourth belt, you know. So that's the way I'm gonna roll with it, man. I think that these guys are playing chess, and we're just gonna have to wait and see. We guys know. I mean, even if he's ducking, if I mean, I think in a way it is kind of like a duck, but it's messed up because he's getting the most out of something that, like, you could have never done this with Mayweather. You know, because when he was a star, it's his rules and that's it. If you don't give him the belt, you know, if I was Anthony Joshua at this point, I know he wants to be undisputed and everything, but I wouldn't rock with Wilder after this. Because Wilder, if he doesn't, Wilder needs Joshua more. But the way that they're playing this game, Wilder is playing it like that Joshua needs him more. And I think if I was Anthony Joshua at this point, after they turned down this specific deal, I believe that they should just stop. I wouldn't even deal with Anthony Joshua no more. I mean, as much as I want to see the fight as a fan, I don't even know, man. I'm like putting my thoughts together while doing a video, man. I never even gave this too much thought. I'm thinking while I'm talking to you guys, this is more like a podcast more than a damn video. Man, I don't know. Because I want the fight. And I can't sit here and say that Anthony Joshua should just fall back, because I still want the fight. I want to see the fight. You know, but 50-50, the fight shouldn't be a 50-50. It shouldn't be a 50-50. And we know that's what Joshua and his team is trying to do here. You know, they're getting over on these guys. But he has the power to do it because he holds a belt that Joshua wants. Well, at this point, you can't say Joshua is ducking this guy. If I was Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, talking about business now, I'm not talking about as a fight fan. Fight fan, I made it clear what I want. I want the fight. But as a businessman, what I would do is, okay, this guy turned down to deal with the DAZN. All right, cool. Let him stay over there on Showtime and fight for pennies. We're going to holler at the WBC, and we're going to figure out from here, why are you guys not ordering a Dillian Whyte fight? Because he's the mandatory. What is going on with that? We're going to order that fight. You're going to push to order that fight. Because something's going on with that. There's definitely I've been saying for years, there's definitely a WBC protection program going on with that. Why they're not allowing this guy to fight for his title? Go with that. on a business tip, go with that. If these guys want to give them 50-50 and do it, go that route, or 40-60 or whatever it is they're gonna do, then that's on them. That's their money. But on a business tip, Deontay Wilder doesn't deserve 50-50. He doesn't. Especially when this guy's over here fighting the tougher fights consistently. Okay? Tyson Fury, at the end of the day, was still a cherry pick. It was a cherry pick. All right? You ain't beat him when he was on his A game. You beat him when he was just recovering. All right? So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, man. I'll probably make a follow-up video, but I don't know, All right, peace.